This is a Bones Divination for the global community for the month of June. I have set the intention with the ancestors to bring forward any information that they want to share with the global community that might be helpful for the month of June. So I'm just going to light a little bit of impepu, letting know the ancestors that we're ready to begin. The image that the ancestors are showing me, Makosi, they're showing me that you are standing there. You are standing there alone, and a great bird comes and lands before you. And you climb upon this bird's back. You're holding on tight, and the bird lifts off. And as it lifts off and starts to flap its wings, you merge with the bird. You become one with the bird. And as it flies higher and higher, you can begin to feel yourself as the bird. You can feel the wind and the feathers. You can feel the support of the air lifting you as you fly higher and higher into the air. You can see through the bird's eyes. You can see all that is below you, the trees, the streets, the houses. You can see the clouds all around you. And as the wings flap, you're just letting go. You're letting go more and more. You're letting go. And you just keep letting go. You're getting lighter and lighter. And you're letting everything go. As you are flying as this bird on the currents of the wind. And as you circle around the area that you are in, you just keep getting lighter and letting go. Letting everything heavy, dense, go. And you're flying as this bird, seeing from this higher perspective, seeing everything from above, looking down upon all that there is below. And as you do this, Makosis, you just keep getting lighter and lighter, the ancestors are saying. As the wind currents carry you and you're spiraling around, you're just getting lighter and lighter and lighter. As if there's not a care in the world, they are saying. And as you spiral around, drifting on the wind, you just start to get relaxed, very relaxed. And you just keep going around and around. And you start to come back down to the earth, they are saying. You're coming down on this wind currents. There's no effort. You're just letting go. And in this moment, you are coming back to the earth. And as you land where you began, as this bird, you step out from it. And what the ancestors are showing you, Makosis, they're showing you that it is time to let go of the heaviness, of the denseness. And they are saying that you can do this by connecting to nature. They are saying that humans have disconnected from nature. And it is so easy, they are saying, to let go of all the heaviness, all the denseness, all the fear, all the anxiety, all that holds you down by just connecting to nature. And they are saying, Makozis, that in order to do this, that you have to begin to learn to merge again with nature, to become one with nature, whether it is the trees, the birds, plants, the wind, even the sun, they are saying. They are saying that you have to let go of anything that blocks you from believing that this is not possible. They are saying to let those thoughts go and just allow yourself to sit fully and imagine yourself as that bird flying high above on those wind currents. And as you're doing that, just set the intention to let go of all that is bothering you, all the sorrow in the world. They are saying that as we experience tragic moments on this earth, and they are saying there will be more of that, both caused by human hands, but also by natural disasters. We cannot continue to retain all of this trauma in our bodies, in our physical bodies. We have to reconnect to nature and know that we do not have to hold this within inside of ourselves. It is time to begin to connect to nature again so that we may let go of these burdens, these traumas, these hurts, these harms. And all you have to do is practice, Makozis, they are saying, to practice reconnecting. Whether you are out in nature itself or you are sitting in your homes, they are saying, you have the ability to use your imagination, to pretend that you are this bird flying high above and allowing yourself, as you fly on the wind currents, to just keep letting go, setting that intention of letting that pain, that suffering, that trauma, to keep letting it go over and over and over until you feel lighter, brighter, more relaxed, at ease. And this is what the ancestors want you to do in the month of June. They are asking you to practice this, Makozis. They are asking you to practice with connecting with nature at this deep level, to allow yourself to release all this stress, these burdens. They are saying more and more illness will penetrate your human physical bodies if you cannot release all these energies that you are storing within inside of you by continuing to watch the news, to listen to these tragedies, to seeing the traumas. And they are saying that they are not asking you to be ignorant of what is going on in the world. But there is a difference between holding a loving, compassionate heart and immersing yourself in the pain and the suffering of others. They are saying you cannot be helpful to helping others if you are immersing yourself in that pain, that sadness, that grief. So by lifting yourself up and allowing yourself to connect to nature, being one with nature, allowing yourself to let all of that go, you can hold that compassionate, loving space for others. And this is what will be most helpful moving forward in the months to come. This is what will be most helpful in helping the human species to continue to evolve and shift and change. We must each do our part and rise above, they are saying. You must lift yourself up and continue to let go of all the pain and the suffering and not dive into it. And by connecting with nature, this is one way that you can do this. See yourself as that bird flying high above allowing all of your worries to just melt away in the wind, holding that space, feeling that lightness. This is the way forward. We'll close. And so when we look at the bones, Makosi, this is what the ancestors are showing. This is the pain and the fear all around here, right in this section here. But these are the baby bones that are allowing us to birth something new. We can change the way that we're doing things if we let that fear go, and if we let that pain go, and we let that suffering go. We can move into a new way of doing things. We can birth that into the world if we let go of this pain and this fear that we keep embodying over and over and over as we experience things in the world. The ancestors are showing you a new way of doing things, a new way of being things. You just have to be willing to open up to it. And these two are the life path bones, and this is the way of moving forward with this divine feminine energy. This is the way of moving forward in our existence at this time, the ancestors are saying, because this is our true nature. This is the true nature of who we are. But we have so much doubt within inside of ourselves, doubt that humanity can even do this. We have doubt in ourselves. We have doubt that this world needs to exist because of all the pain and the suffering. There's so much suffering. There's so much sadness that we have embodied within inside of ourselves. And when we look outside our human eyes, that is all that we are seeing. But what the ancestors are saying is that we need to be able to start seeing the world through the eyes of nature. And then that will allow us to help bring balance back into the world, because we have lost our balance. There is no balance right now inside of the world because we keep fighting with each other. We keep resisting change. We keep diving into that pain, to that sadness, to that suffering. We keep diving into everything that we believe in judgment of others. And what the ancestors are saying is judgment is also a suffering. When you are judging others, you cannot stand in the truth of who you are because you are judging others. And so in order to follow our paths and to really step into this divine feminine energy, then we need to start opening up our hearts. And if you can see, this is the life path bones, and our heart is way over here. And there's this doubt right in between. There's that separation in between. There's this great space. Everything is all scattered around this doubt bone. Our power, our own strength, all of our ancestors, our heart, our gifts, our global community. It's almost like everything is focused on the pain and the suffering, and we are doubting everything that we are in this lifetime, and it is pushing everything out. It's like a big bomb exploded, that doubt right inside everything and pushed everything out. And so we have to start to change and do things in a new way. And this is the balance bone. It is also, the balance is so far away from our life path bone, and our heart is so detached from our paths forward because of this doubt that we hold inside. And this fear over here is blocking us from even getting to our own life path bones. It is all of this disruption all around right here in this little space. All this is being held so tightly within inside of ourselves that we can't even reach who we are in order to move forward in this lifetime in a new way. And that doubt right there, that doubt is just like this explosion. It's almost like an atomic bomb. When you see that and that crater happens and everything is pushed out like this, That is what we are doing to ourselves each and every time that we cannot focus on the goodness in the world. We need to start focusing on the compassion that we have inside of ourselves, of our humanness and our kindness and all the goodness that we hold inside of ourselves. In order for all of that to be able to come back together, we have to reconnect with nature, to see through nature's eyes that nature is a force of balance. And when we are looking through the eyes of nature, we can bring ourselves back into balance. And then the doubt goes away, the fear goes away. All of our ancestors be able to come back in to help support us. We can be the truth of who we are by holding that space inside of ourselves. But if we continue to doubt this world because of all of the things that we are seeing on the outside, without really tapping into who we are at our essence on the inside, then we will continue to have those explosions over and over and over and over. The ancestors are saying, they're just saying it will continue to happen over and over if we allow ourselves to hold that space for humanity, that space of compassion, the space that we know that we can do this. We have goodness within inside of ourselves. We have to be able to show that goodness to the world. And when we see those bad things happen, we have to turn to nature. We have to be able to start becoming, to walk within this world the way our ancestors did, connected to nature, connected to this earth. That is the only way forward. That is the only way for us to heal as human beings on this planet. And that is what we are being called to do. And so by allowing ourselves to only focus on what is wrong instead of focusing on what is right, the ancestors are saying we need to start focusing on what is right and to pull that energy in within inside of ourselves. This is the way to walk forward. This is the way to heal. This is the way to do things, they are saying. So they are beseeching you. They are beseeching you as human beings walking on this earth. If you want to do better, if you want to make a better world, if you want to transition into the higher realms of existence, that is possible. You must start focusing on the goodness and know the goodness not only within inside of yourself, but within inside of others. We are here on this earth at this time. And in order to be able to do the things that we need to do to continue to move forward, we must connect to nature. We must focus on the goodness. We must focus on the kindness. And that is what the ancestors really want you to hear today for the month of June and moving forward all throughout this year, each and every day. Connect with nature in every little way that you can. Open your eyes, see through the eyes of nature, see the goodness, see the love, see the compassion within others. Even if there are things that are hurtful and painful happening in the world, do not allow yourself to connect to that in the ways that bring that denseness to your physical body. Allow yourself, even if you experience it, then to connect with nature, to allow yourself to let that go over and over and over until we know that we have goodness within inside of us. We can do this. We are able to do this. So I'm just going to light a little bit more in Pepu, thanking the ancestors for bringing their wisdom, their knowledge, their guidance through, allowing us to hear the messages that are so important, that we often might know in our minds, in that mental state, but we are not able to embody them because things are tough and we are struggling as a species on this planet. But the ancestors have our back. We just have to be able to listen to what they have to say and to really embody it. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you for your words of wisdom. Thank you for allowing us to hear this message today. This message of bringing kindness to ourselves and to others by connecting to the natural world through the plants, the animals, the trees, the wind, the earth, fire, water, in whatever way that needs to be, in order to help us to release what needs to release. We thank you, ancestors, each and every day for allowing us to see and hear your message so that we may embody that kindness, compassion, and love and bring that to the world, knowing that we as humans, we can change things and we can move forward. Mukos.